You know, we all grow up hearing the exact same things about money, right? Save your pennies, work hard, stay out of debt. They're pounded into us until they feel like laws of nature. But what if those rules, the very foundation of everything you think about money, were never actually designed to help you get wealthy? Let's dig into that.
Kinda hits you, right? This single idea is pretty challenging because it suggests the whole financial playbook we were handed is pointing us in completely the wrong direction. It's not that we're bad at following the rules, it's that we were given a rule book for a totally different game.
And yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? If these lessons weren't for our benefit, then whose benefit were they for? And what was the actual point? The answer to that is the key to understanding the whole economic system we're all a part of. Here's the thing. The rules you learned, they were designed to make you a stable, predictable part of the machine. There are rules for keeping your head above water, for surviving. But surviving is not the same thing as thriving. It's the difference between playing not to lose and actually playing to win.
So let's start by taking apart the first big piece of conventional wisdom, this whole idea that playing it safe is always the smart thing to do. We're going to look at saving, budgeting, and the way we think about risk.
This is the first huge mindset shift. We're taught that a bigger number in our savings account means we're moving forward. But here's the reality. Inflation is always eating away at your money. That dollar you save today will buy less tomorrow. So saving isn't an engine for growth. Think of it more like a shield. It's there for emergencies, for protection. It's not the vehicle that moves you forward.
And what about budgeting? I mean, it feels so responsible, doesn't it? But if you look at it from this new angle, budgeting is all about managing what you already have. It's a scarcity mindset. It keeps you focused on pinching pennies and cutting back, instead of looking for ways to actually expand and bring more in. It's a tool for managing what's there, for sure, but it's not a tool for growth.
Avoid risk. I think that's the number one piece of advice everyone gets. But in an economy that's constantly moving and changing, standing completely still is one of the riskiest things you can possibly do. It's like trying to stand still on a moving walkway. You're not staying in one place, you're actually going backward. Avoiding all risk doesn't make you safe, it just guarantees you'll get left behind.
All right, so that leads us to the next massive myth we're all taught. This one's a favorite. The idea that just working harder is the golden ticket to success.
To really get why hard work alone isn't the answer, we have to talk about something called leverage. And honestly, this concept is a total game changer. Leverage is just creating systems, things like investments, a business, a book, anything that keeps working for you, keeps generating value, even when you're not physically there doing the work.
I mean, just think about it. There are only 24 hours in a day. That is the absolute unbreakable ceiling on how much you can personally work. But leverage, a system you build, an investment, it can grow and scale almost to infinity. And that's why real wealth isn't just built by working harder. It's built by creating and using leverage.
Okay, let's get into a big one now. Debt. We're taught to think of it as this evil thing, almost like a moral failure. But what if we just threw out the labels good and bad for a second, and instead asked a much more powerful question? It's way more useful to think about debt in two totally separate buckets. In one bucket, you have consumer debt, like credit cards or car loans. That stuff is designed to take your future money and give it to the lender. It benefits them. But in the other bucket, you have strategic debt, like a loan to buy a rental property that makes you money every month. That debt benefits you. See the difference? It's not about the debt itself, it's about who it's serving.
So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Forget the simple moralistic labels. Instead, just look at the incentives. Look at where the value is flowing. Is this transaction designed to pull value away from you or to help you build more of it? That's really the only question you need to ask.
Okay, so we've kind of smashed these old rules to pieces. So what do we build in their place? Because this isn't just about learning a few new money-saving hacks. This is about a deep, fundamental shift in how you see everything.
And here's the best part. You don't need to be some math genius or a Wall Street quant to get this. The real edge, the real power, comes from just being aware of the game that's being played. Understanding how things like inflation, leverage, and incentives actually work is so much more powerful than being a master at making spreadsheets. So let's boil this all down into a new playbook. It basically rests on 4 big ideas. 1, always be looking for ways to expand, not just to protect what you have. 2, build systems, build leverage that works harder than you can. 3, stop just following the rules and start understanding the incentives behind them. And finally, number 4, focus on being aware of the whole system, not just on being intelligent within it. That's your new map.
When you really step back and look at it all, something pretty wild becomes clear. The old rules weren't designed to teach you the physics of how money and wealth actually work. They were designed to teach you etiquette, how to behave yourself properly inside the existing structure.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. Now that you can see the difference between just behaving and actually understanding the system, what starts to look different in your own world?